Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well and staying healthy and safe. I've been thinking about you guys and I really hope that you are safe and healthy. I wanted to go ahead and post the video that I had already recorded and planned to post this week, and it is 7 dinner ideas. I know many of us are staying at home and cooking at home, so I hope you enjoy it and find it helpful. The first meal I want to share is my Asian-inspired meatballs with rice noodles and green beans. This is one of my favorites. There is so much flavor. I have a recipe video for this, so I'll link it below, and you can find the written recipe below that video. So it's all written out for those of you who like to see the written recipe. I definitely recommend this one. I know a lot of you have tried it because you post on Instagram, and I love seeing your pictures. It's so exciting. So I hope you'll give this one a try. Next, I have tacos with cilantro lime rice and black beans. I like to use the seasonings in Alton Brown's taco seasoning mix. I used to make a big batch of it, but now I already know what's in it, so I just throw those seasonings in with my ground beef, and it's really good. So I like a lot of seasoning in my ground beef, and I usually don't measure, but enough to where it's well coated with seasoning. I like to line a baking sheet with a sheet of parchment paper, and I've shared these on Instagram, but they are awesome. A bunch come in a pack. They're very affordable. They're unbleached. I'll link them below, but they make cleanup so easy. So I just put my taco shells on a baking sheet with the parchment paper and then fill them with the ground beef and cheese. We're running out of Colby Jack, so we have a mix of cheeses. And I did want to say that I know the struggle right now for many of you, and you might not have all of these ingredients available in your grocery stores. So if you need help with substitutes, let me know in the comments and I'll try to help you with some things that you can substitute for your meals. So we also have cilantro lime rice. So I just cook my brown rice and add lime juice, cilantro, and a little salt. And then I cook some black beans and I season those with a little cumin, salt, cilantro, and I put a little dollop of sour cream. Next, I have salmon with lemon, garlic butter, roasted broccoli, and quinoa. And I'm going to show you how I made everything. So easy and so delicious. I love roasted broccoli, so I just lined my baking sheet with a sheet of the parchment paper, and then I cut my broccoli into pieces, and I drizzled it with olive oil and added some salt and pepper. Popped it in the oven. I believe I preheated it to 425 and just let it roast for quite a while, probably about 20 to 30 minutes. I honestly didn't time it, but when it gets nice and brown, it's so good. I use the 2-to-1 ratio when I cook rice and quinoa. So I believe I have 1 cup of quinoa and 2 cups of rice. I bring that to a boil, cover it, and then turn it down to simmer. It usually takes about 15 minutes or so. I'm going to link the recipe that I used for the salmon. It's incredibly easy, but I know some of you like written recipes. So it has garlic, butter, lemon juice, and parsley, and it's flavored really well. I'm also going to link this pan. I've shared it on Instagram a bunch, but it's the best pan ever. I got it for Christmas and I use it all the time. It's non-stick and non-toxic, and it's really a great price, and it's one of my favorite new things. For the quinoa, I sauteed some minced garlic in butter and then added all of that, the butter, garlic, along with some parsley, salt, and pepper to my quinoa, and it was flavored really well and delicious. Here's the roasted broccoli. It gets nice and brown, but I love that flavor. And the salmon was delicious. So a really great meal. And here is the final dish. This pasta with bacon and spinach is delicious. I've made it a couple of times. I'll link the recipe below. I don't follow the exact recipe, but pretty close. I like to bake my bacon in the oven. This really helps with all of the grease and splatter. If you do cook your bacon on the stovetop though, it is a one-pot meal, but even if you bake the bacon in the oven, it's incredibly easy and delicious. It's very filling. It has the spinach, so you get your spinach, your greens, your green, and some protein with the bacon, and we like it with Parmesan cheese. Here I have my zesty barbecue chicken. I make this in the slow cooker and I recorded the recipe a very long time ago, but I'll link it below. Super easy to make, and you can use this for a sandwich. I did have some nice brioche rolls, but no one ate them. They just like the chicken on its own. I also made mac and cheese for the guys and this apple slaw. The apple slaw recipe is from Eat at Home. I'll link it or type it in the description box for you. It's really good. It's so good. Just be sure to make it at least a few hours ahead, like in the morning or even the night before, so that the flavors can really marry. It's delicious. And again, I'll link my barbecue chicken recipe below. It's really good. The chicken is nice and tender. So this is what I made for the guys, the chicken with the mac and cheese and the apple slaw. And again, you can serve it with buns if you prefer. My guys love my meatball calzones, and I've shared this recipe before. This is one that I recorded a long time ago at my old house, so I'll link it. But I just make some meatballs. I really love the Trader Joe's pie crust. I've tried other pie crusts and the guys never like it quite the same. So if you can get a Trader Joe's pie crust, I definitely recommend it. You can easily make your own pie crust, and a lot of us right now are at home and we have a little more time, so if you want to do that, you can. I make the meatballs gluten-free, and I really like the Kroger breadcrumbs, the gluten-free breadcrumbs. You can make your own breadcrumbs too. I just thought I'd mention that. And I did want to say, because I get asked this all the time, I can eat a little bit of gluten now, but I try to avoid it as a whole, but I can eat a tiny bit. So that is really great, because when you go to a restaurant, it can be hard, or sometimes you just want a little bite of something. So anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. I mentioned that last summer in a video, but not everyone watched it, and I still get asked, doesn't that have gluten in it, like a seasoning or something? So I can eat a little bit, thankfully. So I get the meatballs going, make a really easy marinara. It's just tomato sauce and some seasoning, and then I just eat the meatballs, but I make the calzones for the guys. So I just wrap the meatballs and cheese with the marinara in a pie crust, and then you just want to pinch them closed. And then I also brush it with a little egg white with a couple teaspoons of water, and this just really helps the crust to get nice and flaky and golden brown and delicious. The guys love these. So their servings are a pretty good size. If you wanted to make this for 4 people, I think you could. My guys usually have 2 big pieces, but you guys know my boys are tall and they're 19 and 22, so this would probably be enough for 4 people. So here they are. I cut each calzone into 3 triangles, and then I made it with Caesar salad. The last meal I have is a meatless meal, and it is rice bowls. These are really good and really filling. We usually cook brown rice, and I wanted to share my rice cooker. It is so good. I had a rice cooker before, but I didn't like it very much. The rice would stick to the bottom. and this one I got for Christmas and I've used it tons of times and it's so good. I'll link it below. But I make brown rice and I do the 2-to-1 ratio with this as well. So I cooked 2 cups of rice with 4 cups of water. There are lots of things that you can do for toppings. I made some pico de gallo with tomatoes, some chopped red onion, cilantro, jalapeno, salt and lime juice. I have some shredded lettuce, avocado. I'm the only one that eats that. You could do guacamole too if you have more than one person that likes avocado. I have corn, shredded cheese, pinto beans. You could do black beans and sour cream. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I hope you all are healthy and safe, and I will see you in my next video.